Hey, this is Jared with the Daily App Show. We're going to look at vPhone today. vPhone is a wireless VoIP app for your iPhone, voice over IP, in case you didn't know. So you can make VoIP calls and also SMS over IP using this app. There are a lot of other features like contact integration, stuff we're going to go through. So basically, you need a voice over IP account with one of the accounts listed here. So you can set up a custom iiNet, Pinitel. There are several that are built in here, so it has the information loaded for you already. But if you have a voice over IP account with a different company, you can just simply type in the server and the user information and use this app with that service. So that's what's really cool. It's not linked to one service per se like a lot of other apps are. So once you have that set up, you can hit save. You can also configure your SMS account as well by adding in that information. And there are a couple additional systems here that you can use, just typing in the username and password to use them as well. There are a ton of settings for this application to customize it depending on the settings that you need. You can go and look at those and see which ones you need, possibly even need locationally specific to check some of those. So for me, I'm just leaving them all to default because the app works just fine for me with the default settings. So under contacts, I can go through all of my contacts. Let's actually look at Apple. Let's give them a call. I could simply load that in. Now, one of the things that is also noted in here is that you're allowed to add two different voice over IP accounts. So and if you have two different numbers, two different voice over IP numbers, you can do that. Same thing with the SMS. Two different SMS over IP accounts can be added. So let's go back to our dial screen here. We have Apple's phone number loaded up. Let's give them a call.
800 number you have dialed is not free of charge outside the United States. If answered, you will be charged at international direct dialing rates for the call. If you do not wish to proceed with this call, please hang up now.
Welcome to Apple. Your call may be recorded for quality.
So as you can see, we've now connected to Apple. You also may note that I am in airplane mode but connected to Wi-Fi. So as long as I'm connected to Wi-Fi, I could be making calls. Now what's cool about this is that if you're on an airplane, some airplanes nowadays have Wi-Fi on board, you can now make calls while you're on the plane. Of course, you know, there are other ways to do this as well, but there's no 3G service up on the airplane, at least that I know of, and most of them don't have that. And so as long as they have Wi-Fi, you can use this app vPhone to make phone calls. Now I'm in airplane mode just simply to show you that, but what's really neat additionally is having those two lines and then being able to make those calls. So if I had the lines, both lines entered, I could select which line I wanted to make a call from right here. What's also neat is that you can place calls on hold and switch between the lines. You have detailed call history, simply going into your history here. You have your incoming, outgoing, and SMS as well. So this is a fully featured application. Of course, the basic stuff that I just went over, having the multiple accounts, selecting your codec, supports inbound calls to either SIP or SIP to SIP or via direct in dial number. So there are a lot of different ways that you can use this app, and I am not up on all the voice over IP terminology, but I do know that this application is probably one of the better ones that is out there, and definitely with the multiple lines and the SMS, more features for the dollar that you're getting. So 99 cents for this app. So a lot of features that you're getting out of a voice over IP tool for 99 cents. Simply being able to use it over Wi-Fi and not even needing a cell signal is really amazing. So it doesn't matter where you're at, if you're in the mountains or somewhere else, and you don't have a regular cell signal, as long as you have a Wi-Fi connection, then you can use this application to make calls using your voice over IP account. So definitely check it out today. There are additional information on the developer's website. Of course, you can go over to dailyappshow.com/vphone and find out more information, including this video, a link to download the app, and a link to the developer's website so you can get more information on this application. So check it out today. It's called vPhone in the App Store.